All right, let me say good afternoon, everyone. And this afternoon, we've been graced with the presence of Commissioner Rodney Ellis. Good to see you, and I appreciate everything that you're already doing for at the county and Precinct 1. And then flanked by Council Member Dwight Boykin, Council Member District D, which is the subject of this press conference, and then Council Member Amanda Edwards at large, and we've got the chairman of Metro, Karen Patman. Good to see you this afternoon. And then is Jack? Yeah, Jack Christie is here, formerly a player with the Rockets. Jack is. And then we got the member of the UH Board of Regents, Paula M. Mendoza. Good to be with you again. And then the Vice President of Finance and Administration, the Chief Financial Officer, representing TSU, Ken Hewitt. Ken, good to see you. And then John Blunt is also here, and I know Commissioner will be introducing John. Look, I'm excited to announce a wonderful coming together of mutual interest, but I want to make sure that I give plenty of credit to Commissioner Rodney Ellis that is making this day happen. So just from the very beginning, Commissioner Ellis, thank you. Tom Lambert is back there in Metro. Good to see you. One thread of what we've been talking about since I've been here at Set City is a complete community initiative. It's a pilot program involving 5 neighborhoods aimed at showing that the city and the private sector can work together to deliver top-notch services and facilities to underserved neighborhoods or just communities that have been under-resourced for a number of years. The other thread is a Commissioner Rodney Ellis interest in serving the residents of Harris County who live inside the city and residents who don't. And keep in mind that, of course, if you live in the city of Houston, you're also in the county. The commissioner is here with the details of something he's calling Complete Streets, and that is no coincidence because he will give us the details of street improvements funded by his office in the 3rd Ward area, located in District D, Councilmember Borkins, which is one of the 5 complete communities. I graduated from University of Houston. I got that pin on here, and taught at Texas Southern University's Thurgood Marshall School of Law, and I've got that pin on as well. And now I'm excited to see that the commissioner is bringing a safer, more attractive streets to this community of twin universities. The city has already taken some steps in terms of streets and sidewalks in the 3rd Ward area. We have completed a $12.3 million reconstruction project on Alameda, including innovative drainage methods and improved sidewalks. And we're adding to our sidewalks program with an additional $340,000, and we'll soon start on $1.4 million in street work and sidewalks. But I will simply tell you that is far from enough. And if the city was simply, if the improvements in these areas would just rely on the city, it would be highly incomplete. And so, but that's where Commissioner Rodney Ellis stepped in. And I want to thank him for his spirit of collaboration, cooperation with the city, utilizing the resources that at his disposal in order to address many of the needs within the city and within his precinct. And I'm just honored, delighted to have someone like him as a partner as we move forward to build a greater city and a greater county, and a city that's inside the county. So without any more hesitation, let me present to you Commissioner Rodney Ellis, Precinct 1.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I did notice Rhonda Skillen-Jones, President of the School Board. Come on up here, Rhonda. Rhonda also happens to work at Precinct 1, so she's wearing that hat today. When the mayor and I first talked about this, when I won, and I said I wanted to do some things with him, his first reaction was, what can I do for you in addition to what you can do for me? So what I want to do at this press conference is start off by showing you the money. John Blunt called me up. He does a great job as a county engineer, and he came to see me a couple of weeks ago, and he said, Commissioner, I know you're new, and you're being methodical, and equity is a big part of how you want to spend the county's money. And he said, when you get through planning, do you mind going ahead telling me some streets that you want to do? So my staff got together and came up with some very good recommendations. As you all know, I'm an avid bicycle rider. And so really I started off thinking about, with all due respect to my alma mater, Texas Southern, the University of Houston. Because we're riding down Cullen, the street is very large, and I was told, you know, this is a place where you could put some stripes up and do some bike lanes. And that was gonna cost maybe $1 million. Then when we talked to the city, they said, look, there are drainage problems there. And it's really gonna cost about $10 million to do it the right way. So we figured if we were gonna do that at the University of Houston, that's your alma mater. And I knew of the mayor long before he knew of me. I heard he was a great debater out at Klein. You know, we the same age, and I was at Worth and he was at Klein, but I never met him. I didn't really meet him until we were both out of law school through Tony, I believe. But if I was gonna do something to help your alma mater in our communities, we're also gonna help mine. And then Keith Wade from your office came to me with a bright idea about trying to give Texas Southern University a new gateway along Cleburne to make it really the entrance into that university and that community. I remember when I was at TSU in Granville, Sawyer came up with the concept of tying the university into the public housing complex across the street. So we're gonna do that. There are about 6 or 7 streets that we know we're gonna work on, that we're gonna do. The total amount of money is $15 million per university. So when you ask us to show you the money, it's $30 million. Now, $30 million is $30 million, not a penny more. Sometimes when I've talked to people about streets, it starts off being $500,000, and then they say, oh, that were utility lines, and that was some drainage. Well, good. That's why it's so good to have Metro here. And I just hate we didn't think to invite some state legislators, because they can do all kinds of things. But obviously, you have to stop somewhere. But your concept of complete communities does make sense. I believe not only should we have complete communities, we ought to have complete streets. In addition to a place for people to ride bikes, a place for people to walk, a place for people, when you and I were younger, we could jog. Boykins can still do that, but you and I should not do that anymore. And also a place for people who are in vehicles to get to where they're going. I know there are discussions about autonomous vehicles, a corridor between these 2 great universities, and I think we can complement that. If people want to use mass transit, they ought to do it. But we're going to do this. It's just the beginning. Working with my staff and John Blunt, we're going to find other communities that make sense. You know, we passed a major item, hopefully you all will approve, for Riverside Hospital. I was born there. I don't know if you were. It was Houston Hospital for Negroes in 1954 when we were born, but I was born there. And there may be an opportunity to look at doing something in that area as the planners look at it. Schools are important. Yates High School is right across the street. I know the TSU streets are Cleburne, Emancipation to Scott, Blodgett from Scott to Ennis, Attucks, not the middle school, but Attucks Street from Cleburne to Wheeler. John, you may have to find my notes in here. I don't see my streets for the University of Houston. I know Cullen, I know a part of Wheeler, and there may be a third one, something on Elgin, on Holman as well. But look, it's a good beginning. We ought to find more things we can do together to leverage the government resources. As much as I'd like to say it's Precinct 1's money, it's really the public's money.